Tired school sector wars continue to consume the public debate on education in Australia. But elsewhere, the discussion on schools policy is about how the benefits of school autonomy and an education of choice can be expanded to children and families who currently cannot access it. Charter schools, also referred to as free schools and partnership schools in some countries, are publicly funded but privately managed schools. Unlike traditional public schools, they are not owned by government. They have control over curriculum and staffing decisions as well as school budgets. But nor are they non-government schools. Charter schools are funded like public schools, and they cannot charge additional fees or be selective in their student body.
Data from national and international tests show that Australian schools could be doing better by their students, especially the most disadvantaged. Students from disadvantaged backgrounds are overrepresented amongst the students who are failing to reach minimum standards in literacy and numeracy. With spending on schools more than doubling over the last 25 years, it's not lack of funding. We need a new approach in places where schools have persistently failed to provide a high-quality education and where there's a demand for an alternative to traditional public schools.
In the United States, where school achievement and attainment gaps based on race or socioeconomic status can disadvantage kids for life, charter schools offer a remedy. In Sweden, combining free schools with a voucher system to create competition in schooling provision has led to increases in school achievement for all students, not just the ones who attend free schools. In England, Labor and Conservative governments have introduced academies and free schools, which are run independently from local authorities. These schools are 10 times more likely to be located in the most deprived local areas than the least deprived. Even a small country like New Zealand has 9 partnership schools operating. Most are targeted at disadvantaged and culturally diverse students and offer everything from a military focus to an education infused with Maori traditions.
A common approach amongst the most successful free schools and charter schools is that they adopt something called the no excuses model. The no excuses model has very high standards for academic achievement and for behaviour, and achieves those standards by having longer school days, longer school years, frequent testing and monitoring, and a really strong focus on literacy and numeracy, particularly in the early years. This model is particularly successful amongst disadvantaged students. There's a lot to be gained from introducing charter schools as a fourth school sector in the Australian educational landscape. We're already well placed to do it. There's a wealth of international evidence about the successes and failures of charter schools and free schools in other countries that we can draw on. The relationships that exist between non-government schools and education departments give us a firm foundation to develop strong regulation. And the partnership model in New Zealand offers us some guidance about how to improve Indigenous education.
To find out more about charter schools, you can download the report Free to Choose Charter Schools, How Charter and For-Profit Schools Could Boost Public Education from our website at cis.org.au.